Hello, Nimbus 2001s. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Alice Tovey joins the podcast this week. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys.
Thank you so much for having me. This is my favourite fan fiction, Harry Potter, all of them really.
It's your favourite fan fiction just of all time?
Of all time.
Surely not.
No, it's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
That is such a compliment because obviously, and you've heard the show, we talked a bit off air about this, obviously the writing is really strong. And I think it definitely would sit up there with some of the best fan fiction ever written, but I didn't think it would be someone's favourite.
Oh no, it's Booker Prize winning, just gold, just good shit.
Well, thank you so much. Just on the opener, do you have a favourite broomstick?
Favourite broom? Oh, just anything cheap down at Bunnings.
Yeah?
Just accessible. Just plastic.
Yeah, mine's a Nimbus 2001.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit better.
Yeah, it's faster. Like your everyday Bunnings. Here's a question for you, just in the Harry Potter lore. Because like you assume muggles have brooms in the Harry Potter world. Can those brooms fly, or do you have to enchant a broom? Or are brooms like innately able to fly?
See, I'm so curious about that because I'm just picturing someone who didn't quite get the memo just swung by a Mitre 10 or a Bunnings, just is standing on the ground of the Quidditch pitch being like, dang.
Yeah, mine doesn't fly. Mine's just for sweeping, unfortunately.
Yeah, you sweep. You clean the pitch now.
Like, can you go from, like, if you're a wizard, can you just be sweeping your bedroom, or not your bedroom, you're sweeping the floor in your kitchen and then you're like, 5 o'clock, time for my appointment. You fly, then you get on the same broom you were sweeping, you fly there.
I'd love if just all household cleaning appliances were enchanted. Like you just jump on your Roomba and surf.
You jump
Hogwarts.
On your NutriBullet and the blade that spins actually propels you through the air.
Like one of those fairy toys where you rip the cord and it just flies.
Like a Beyblade. Like
a Beyblade.
Well, yes, as you know, and as the listeners surely know, Harry Potter and the Boys is my fan fiction that I wrote when I was year 7. Alice, tell me about your history with Harry Potter as a franchise and like where you're at with it at the moment, because I think that's an interesting starting point.
Absolutely. So shamefully, I haven't read all of the books.
Oh my, that shocks me about you.
Yeah, I'm not like, don't let the glasses fool you. I'm really dumb.
Don't let the glasses and lightning bolt scar tattoo fool you.
I do empathize with Harry Potter because I've got a scar in the middle of my forehead.
Actually, yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm also chosen. Got you, Harry.
When you came in, I was like, I didn't know I asked Daniel Radcliffe to come in. I thought I asked Alice to come in.
Yeah, it's me.
You were in all those movies.
Yeah, I wish I had a better Daniel Radcliffe joke. I was just going to say something about Equus, but that's a bit gauche now.
So you haven't read all the books?
I read the third book because between the second and third movie, I wanted to know what happened. So that's my favourite book.
Yeah. And then the movies, I assume you've seen them all?
I've seen all the movies, including the last 2 bad movies.
Oh, okay. Expand on that.
I just felt they just did such this strange shift in tone from being, like you think of the first movie where no one could act and it's so much fun and it's so camp. And then you've got the 7 part 1 and part 2 where it's like a Stephanie Meyer book and just everyone's very angsty and dancing and nude and kissing.
The weird scene where Harry and Hermione dance in the tent, which was someone in the script writing team must have just taken so many liberties with that because that never happens in the books. And it's just like, Harry just wants Hermione to feel happy again, so they're going to dance to a Nick Cave song. And that's the only song in the movies that isn't like an original score song. It's just like, yep, now we're playing a Nick Cave song in the middle of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, Nick Cave is canon in the Harry Potter universe.
Well, yeah, like and I think that's crazy. Good song though. It's called Oh Children. It's a very good song. You should suss it.
I'll dance to it in my tent.
Get Daniel Radcliffe and be like, Daniel, dance with me like you danced with Emma. Do you have like a favourite character or storyline, or is there anything in particular that you like about it?
I think I really enjoy the first 2 movies. Like, I think they're all good apart from the last 2, which were bad. Just to put it out
Objectively
bad. I think I just love the campness of it, and I think my favourite character moments were between Gilderoy Lockhart and Snape, played by Alan Rickman, where they're just overacting so much.
Oh, a great move, Professor Snape. But might I say, it was pretty obvious what you're about to do.
An excellent idea to show them that, Professor Snape, but if you don't mind me saying, it was pretty obvious what you're about to do.
I remember hearing an interview with Snape, Lockhart, and
I assume you mean Alan Rickman and
and Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh.
No, they're just staying in character the whole time. They're very professional. And
Rita Skeeter did the interview.
No, and the actor who plays Lucius Malfoy, whose name escapes,
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs.
He was also Captain Hook in the 2003 live-action Peter Pan film.
Ah!
So he has a knack for playing zany villains.
Well, apparently they were trying to see who could overact the most without the director telling them to pull back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great way to sabotage a film.
Oh, but it's so just that moment
it's so good.
when he grabs Ginny Weasley's book and just that look. I'm like, that's high camp. That's drag.
You know what I think about the Chamber of Secrets movie is that, and I'm surprised J.K. Rowling let this get through, at the end of the film, Lucius Malfoy tries to murder Harry by using the Avada Kedavra spell in the middle of a hallway of a school. Like,
Yeah.
surely someone was like, oh, do you think he'd actually try to murder this young boy in the middle of a hallway? Like, just because he freed his slave? Like, that seems pretty drastic.
Also, he still kind of remains on like the Wizarding Parent-Teacher Association after all that. Like he's kind of around.
It's like, sorry, Lucius, you tried to murder a student last year. Like, I don't know I think you should be in jail. Like, I actually don't think what you're doing is okay. And it's like, oh, well, I'll have the ministry hear about this. And it's just like, what the hell?
Oh,
it's very crazy.
Wild times.
Lucius is crazy. What are your thoughts on, like, where, the Harry Potter fandom is a bit weird now, and, like, J.K. Rowling's been under a lot of strife recently for comments she's made. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I'm interested in how people whether they choose to separate the work from the writer, or like, what are your thoughts, I guess, generally?
Sure. I think it's always a tricky conversation, and especially she's caused so much hurt to the trans community. And with all these conversations, I think it's all just about listening to those whose feelings have been hurt and listening to what people have to say. And because it's always the way, and like, I know that I'm guilty of it too, me being like, oh, but I like my thing, let me have my thing, mine. But it's not up to us to decide how people have been hurt. So we've just got to follow the leaders in that community and just be respectful, man.
But I just think, like, for me, I've always kind of felt like with HP, I just think once it's like, I've never cared about J.K. Rowling or anything she thinks. Like, all I care about is, in this sense, is Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, I don't really care even who wrote Harry Potter. I just care, like, the story touched me and the story meant something to me. And I think that I will always have that part and I can just separate it from her. But I get that it's definitely not that simple. But I think those stories belong to you. I don't think they belong to her. And I think you're free to interpret them however you choose.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. I think with any art in childhood, it's always going to hold a special place. It's about being able to hold the two ideas at once of I like Harry Potter, but J.K. Rowling has caused a lot of hurt.
Yeah. And it's like, even, for example, we both like The Simpsons, for something like the episode Stark Raving Dad with Michael Jackson as a guest voice actor.
Yes.
And it's like, I love that episode. I think that the Lisa, it's your birthday moment is such a beautiful ending to an episode. It's such a heartwarming moment. And now that episode, because of, like, in light of recent events, has just been pulled from it. It essentially doesn't exist anymore. It's not acknowledged or available to stream anywhere. And I'm just like, oh, but like, I really like that episode. And can I, you feel kind of jilted about it, I suppose.
It's that fine line between not erasing history, but also not platforming people with dangerous views. And it's a very delicate tightrope that, it's a really fraught conversation, but one that needs to be had. And we've got to face those uncomfortable realities while flying our Nimbus 2001s.
Well, progressing from that, standard questions, do you have a house that you identify with?
Oh, yeah, Slytherin, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have picked either a Gryffindor or Ravenclaw.
Oh, you're sweet. No, I'm cunning. I'm ambitious. I think And they're labelled kind of the fascist house, but
See, I don't think like Horace Slughorn was in Slytherin, and he wasn't really that bad a guy. Like, he was just a normal dude, and he ended up being a teacher. Like, Slytherins aren't bad. It's just a reputation kind of thing.
I think they're the sexy house. Like, find me a not hottie in Slytherin. Like, everyone's hot.
Especially Pansy Parkinson.
A babe.
And do you have an idea of what your Patronus would be, or what your Animagus form would be?
Oh my goodness. See, I have such a poor self-image. So my family, that was a very sad way to start that sentence. My family, for years, they buy me sloth things. I have so much sloth paraphernalia in my house because they're like, Alice is a sloth because she's asleep all the time, which is true. But so I guess a sloth just kind of through gentle bullying throughout the years from members of my family.
So if you Patronused a sloth, do you think it would ward off the Dementors, or would it just be like, sorry, I'm a sloth, I'm lazy?
The Dementors might be like, oh, that's cute.
All right, we'll go. He's too bloody cute to
scallywag.
just... We won't suck your soul out. We'll just fly off. We'll get someone else's soul. That's amazing. I started a new segment on last week's episode. It is called Potter or Notter. Really, it just came to me when I woke up one morning and I thought it was funny. So I'm going to read you. Cue Sting.
Potter or Notter.
How this works is I read a sentence from a fiction book.
Okay.
And it could be Harry Potter. It could not. Essentially, you have to decide, is it Potter or is it Notter?
Oh dear. Okay, let's go.
Here is the sentence. I'm going to read it for you now. It was a cold, blustery day in late October, of the kind that always seems about to rain but never actually does. And it was late in the afternoon. Potter or Notter?
See, it's the blustery that struck me there. So I'm getting a bit of A.A. Milne from that, a bit of Winnie the Pooh. So I'm going to say Notter.
Okay, you're saying Notter, and the correct answer is it is Notter. But it is also, if we were playing Milne or Niln, you would be wrong because it is not A.A. Milne. It is Neil Gaiman from the book Stardust.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Have you read any Gaiman?
I'm aware.
Is it Gaiman or Gaiman?
Gaiman.
Okay.
Potato. I'm aware of Sandman and all that, but no, I'm thicker than two planks, Mike.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, well, I think it might be time to get into the fanfic.
Let's meet the boys.
Are you prepared for that? All right,
am.
I will get the laptop and I will pass it over to you now.
Zip up the bit of my fly that's been opened.
Okay, yes, let's do that. And I think this is chapter 12.
Great.
And I will pass the thing on to you now. I will just do a very quick recap of where we were last week on the show.
Beautiful.
Essentially, I'll just scroll up because I don't actually particularly remember. Oh yeah, they had a transfiguration lesson with Professor Granger or Hermione as we know her, and they were now about to head off to the first Quidditch match. They are all part of the Gryffindor team, and they were about to engage in a Quidditch match with Slytherin. So, if you will, take away chapter 12. We start by reading the chapter, Alice Tovey with Harry Potter and the Boys.
I'm very excited. This is my Stephen Fry audiobook moment.
Do you want to do the audiobook of this?
Yes.
If we do a Patreon level, like if we make this much money, we will get Alice Tovey to do a audiobook reading of it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very, let's do it. It's happening.
You have to commit to voice acting though. Like, you know those audiobooks that don't do voice acting for the characters?
Oh,
like
garbage.
You got to do that. So this is your audition. Consider this an audition.
Alrighty. So chapter 12, the highly dangerous Quidditch match.
We're just really spelling it out.
Yeah.
Quidditch is a very dangerous sport for children to be playing. So it's very apt.
Yeah, the foreboding is there, and there's shadowing as well in the chapter headline. So it's a shadowy time. The boys came out of the changing room after signing their name on the sheet.
What?
Admin's so important at the top of the Quidditch match.
I think they were in the last chapter they were registering for a Quidditch competition, which is different to a Quidditch match. So maybe that's what they're signing. Yeah, I should have specified that. It's like, hey guys, sign your name on the sheet to check in for Quidditch or something like that.
Tim told them all the Slytherin players.
Tim is the captain of the Quidditch team.
Right.
Yeah.
Now their keeper is Harrison Jonas, he said. The 3 chasers are Sam Banning, Nick Carron, and Hilda Hadley, just really spelling out the side characters. Okay, picture this.
I don't know if any of these characters ever appear outside of this, so don't get too attached to any of these Slytherins.
Oh, and I stand them. They're so hard. The beaters are John and Squidvius Mooney. What interesting brothers.
All right, let's call him John, and we'll call him... What about, Tom? Nah, Squidvius.
Yeah. Oh, natural. And their seeker is Alexander Rock. And this is in parentheses.
Yep.
By the way, that character called Squidvius, don't ask. I have no idea how I came up with that name, but basically John and Squid. And this is parentheses within the parentheses.
Oh, so it's a double parentheses in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. So this is the narrator explaining to the reader, hey guys, I know it's weird too.
Yeah,
But
just
yeah.
taking a step aside like that. Squid is short for Squidvius. Are third years that are twins. Okay.
So he said John and Squid, and then the brackets open and it says Squid is short for Squidvius, in case we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Squid is a cool name. G'day,
I
guys,
mean-
I'm Squid.
It's a good name for a squid.
Yeah. G'day, guys, I'm Squid the Squid. Parents weren't too creative.
Yeah. I just love that image of there's just a inexplicable flying squid in the middle of the match.
This is my brother John. He's a human. I'm a squid. We're
Yeah.
twins.
We make it work.
Yeah.
We go on adventures. They all flew up to the middle of the pitch. The commentator was Jordan Lee. Parentheses, no pun intended. Is that a pun?
I don't think it's a pun, but I believe that is a reference to the fact that the original Quidditch commentator was Lee Jordan in Harry Potter. So
That's a deep cut.
It's not really a pun, is it? It's a... yeah.
It's a play on words.
It's a play on words. And can I say one piece of trivia? Did
Yeah.
you know that Lee Jordan in the movies of Harry Potter is the same actor that plays... Have you seen Community?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know Pop Pop? The Pop Pop guy?
It's the Pop Pop guy.
That's Lee Jordan. Pop Pop!
That's the best trivia I've ever heard.
It's
Harry
so
Potter
crazy.
or otherwise.
Yeah, it is so crazy. I love it.
Oh, you should just... I'm going to call them Pop Pop from now on.
Okay.
The commentator was Pop Pop. A 6th year.
Cool.
Harry Potter stood up. Before we start the game, he said, I would just like to remind you that Derek is a disgrace to all wizards.
And that's a recurring joke. Comes up in every chapter of the book, so it's good we got it in early this time.
Really laying it on thick.
Yeah. Is Derek just in the audience of the Quidditch match and he's just like, why does this keep happening to me? I'm doing my best.
I want to transfer schools, but
I want to go to Durmstrang.
is that the Victor Crumb school with
Durmstrang's-
the angry dance when they enter the hall? Cool.
Yeah, Durmstrang's the Russian school where it is speculated they teach students the dark arts there.
Yeah, the dark arts and gymnastics. I can remember the 4th movie, just people doing backflips in the hall. It's like, all right.
All right, guys, today you've got triple gymnastics and then double dark arts. It's like, what about math? No time for math.
Yeah.
Then more gymnastics.
Backflips.
We really need to nail this opening to Hogwarts. We need to show those guys what we do here.
It's like, well, I can't spell, but watch this double axel. This is Harry. He winked at Madam Hooch in a sexual way, and the game had begun.
So much to unpack about this. So he stands up, he insults a student for the umpteenth time of the book. Then he looks at the Quidditch referee, who was once his flying teacher, and winks at her in a sexual way. Does this imply that there is some kind of sexual relationship happening between them?
Oh, that's deeply problematic. That's like some Emmanuel Macron shit going on.
And also, what is a wink in a sexual way? Is it like...
It's like, I guess, a wink and like a licking your lips, like,
so that's creepy. That's very creepy.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Too much sex in a wink.
Okay, so Harry is clearly...
Just waving a dinger while winking. That's not on. This is family show.
Harry Potter was supposed to be a family book. I've just totally corrupted it. And how does poor Madam Hooch respond to this?
Oh, there's no, she
There's
doesn't
no
get a
response
say.
for that. Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't pass any form of the Bechdel
Yeah.
test. Pop began to commentate.
Pop.
Pop, pop. Hi, and welcome to the first Quidditch match of the season, Gryffindor versus Slytherin. Hey, look, Madam Hooch has released the quaffle, and the game has.
It's like he's like caught off guard. Hey guys, welcome to the. Oh, whoa! Look, she's released the quaffle.
Oh, that makes me. I just like the idea of Eddie Maguire being like, "Oh, shit, a ball."
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the referee's done the bounce. It's time to start the match. What the hell?
Yeah, a goal was kicked. This is crazy, you guys.
Just literally spelling out everything that happens, which is what sports commentary is, really.
Oh yeah, and just all filler, all hey look.
All filler, no killer.
Look at this. Sam Thompson has got the quaffle, and ouch, he's been knocked off his broom by John Mooney, Squid's brother.
Yes.
That's a foul, that is. Okay, the quaffle has been caught by Sam Thompson. Great skill there.
Okay, so we're getting a play-by-play here, really.
Yeah.
Probably more detail than we need, but we will read on because,
Honestly
this is...
loving it.
Yeah, okay, great. Well, I'm glad you are.
Now, the next line is to affirm that Sam has caught the ball, as was just said. Sam grabbed the quaffle.
Right. Oh, that's really interesting because
Yeah.
that's the dialogue saying what happened and then the narrator saying what happened, which, if we're doing show don't tell, we've just had two unnecessary things there.
Now, this is all just tell.
That's what I learned at writing school. Tell, don't show. Tell.
So Sam grabbed the quaffle. He saw his brother fall to the ground and got angry. He flew around Mooney. We don't know if this is Squid or John.
He flew around Mooney. I guess it's John because John was the one he was closest to, but
Probably
we
John.
may never know.
We need to go into the deep lore.
It is possible we'll never know.
And threw the quaffle straight through the hoop. And this, I assume, is pop. A great goal. A great goal by Sam Thompson there, shouted Jordan Lee. Pop.
Pop, yeah.
Gryffindor takes the lead 10-0.
What do you think of Quidditch as a game? Because it's so clearly made for Harry, the Seeker, to be the superstar. Nothing else really matters.
It's a OHS nightmare.
Yeah, especially in the third one when the Dementors come onto the pitch and stuff like that. Crazy.
And they're like, you know what? We're not going to stop this. Yeah. Dumbledore's like, I want sport.
Yeah.
See, the bit about Quidditch that is wild is it the bludgers, the balls that
Yes.
have a mind of their own?
Yeah.
That's not chill.
That's not chill. Imagine in a game of AFL if there were just some balls that were just flying around smacking people in the face and then some soul-sucking spirits come down and start attacking the players.
But enough about bloody Collingwood supporters. Sorry, very Australian reference there.
But like the commentators are right. Oh, and the Dementors have arrived. This is just all part of the sport.
And here come the pretzels.
Good AFL analogy from two people that clearly love AFL.
Yeah, we're very sporty.
Yeah.
All the sports. There were howls from the Gryffindor side as they started to do their famous beatboxing. Parentheses, Gryffindor.
So I think that's their beatbox, which is like Gryffindor, Gryffindor, which is pretty pathetic, actually.
I mean, it's not the modern day poets.
No.
It's all right.
But it just seems like this is a thing that the Gryffindors do when they score a goal. They beatbox, apparently.
See, grr is a hard sound to beatbox. Usually you want like your pum pum.
Yeah,
like,
or like a, yeah.
yeah, but grr.
Yeah, it's not. It's like that's a record scratch kind of sound.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, I like that. That's going to be the official soundbite we use if this ever happens again, which I don't think it does.
Great. So we're rewriting history here. We've got pop and Gryffindor.
I also think this has been hyped up as like the first game of the season in the book. I don't think there are any other Quidditch matches in this book from memory. So this is
book 2, baby.
This is your taste of Quidditch in my fanfic.
All right. So Sam flew away from the goal, but was whacked on the head with a beta bat by John and Squidvius.
With one beta bat by both of the Mooney twins.
So were they holding it at either end? Just went like kunk.
And that's definitely a foul. Like, you cannot use the beta bat to smack someone in the head. You're supposed to hit the bludger into them. But
yeah, Madam Hooch is just so preoccupied with the sexual tension between her and Harry Potter that she's not doing anything.
Quidditch, in a way, is like a mix of like basketball with the chasers and then like baseball with the bludgers and then like chasey for the seekers.
Yeah.
That's basically 3 games in one.
And mixed martial arts as well.
Yeah. And defense against the dark arts
Yeah.
as well.
The Gryffindors booed while the Slytherins did their famous serpent dance. It was super idiotic.
So the Slytherins have a serpent dance, which I assume is something like this.
I was getting like the dodgeball, like the
Oh, okay. I thought it was, that's not idiotic.
No,
I think
that's cool.
I think this is pretty idiotic. I'm doing it in the video version of the pod.
Yeah, Mike looks like
An idiot?
a sperm, for lack of a better description. It's very sperm-like.
Like the Simpsons ep where Homer's just swimming around. Okay, serpent dance.
Yep, the serpent dance. So Michael was looking around for the snitch, but he was also wondering why the Slytherins were getting away with this. There.
How are they getting away with this? That's an ad-lib from me. Michael's based on me.
It's
I
good.
can ad-lib him.
What?
Yeah. How did you not know that?
I thought it was Michael Bay. No, it's really good. It's
Michael
adorable.
went on to direct the Transformers franchise. He quit magic forever.
What an origin story. Then he realised that Madam Hooch had rushed off the field because of a severe case of diarrhea and that nobody was actually refereeing the game. Well, I mean, makes sense.
And to use our AFL analogy, imagine if that happened. All the rest like, I'm sorry, I've got diarrhea. I have to go. And then all of the footy players are just still playing. Doesn't make sense.
Oh,
does
no,
it?
as someone with IBS, like, can relate. Also, diarrhea is spelled... I don't know how to spell diarrhea, but I know it's not Diareah.
Yeah, it's not that. It's definitely not that.
What is
but
it?
good attempt.
I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
Diarrhea, spelled like a drag name.
Yeah, interesting.
Tim was worried because 2 players on the team were knocked out and there were only 4 left.
So did the narrator miscount and then just
Instead of
it's like
rubbing
there was
it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4 left. Yeah, instead of erasing it.
No, gotta go. We've got a deadline. Lockie was suddenly knocked off his broom by a rogue bludger. See? OH&S.
Those rogue bludgers.
It was as if Lockie was asleep. But Lockie started to see strange things in this sleep he was in.
Sounds like a dream.
Yeah, it does. So hang on, he was knocked by a bludger, fell asleep, and proceeded to dream all within the span of 3 lines.
3 lines. And there is a bit of mystery around the Lockie character. So,
Okay.
There is another student at Hogwarts that is identical to Lockie, but they are not related. We don't really know anything about that. And, Lockie is appearing in some strange dreams, such as in the last chapter. So there seems to be something going on with this. So let's read on.
Foreshadowing.
Every good author does it.
I mean-
and some of the bad ones. You
No.
decide.
Booker Prize winning stuff here. He saw the green light that dimly lit the dark room they were in.
So is this his dream? I think this is a dream.
I assume we're in a dark room.
Okay.
It was not him, Rob, and Michael. It was him and Derek.
Ooh, a disgrace to all wizards.
Yeah, but maybe a bit evil as well.
It seems pretty evil because green light it's not a reference to the Lord song, which was not written at this point. It is I think green light in the Harry Potter franchise is a bad thing because it represents the Avada Kedavra spell.
Ah, yeah.
Because that's a green spell. There you go.
I'm loving it.
So not forget Lord, think death.
Can't forget Lord, not at a time like this. 3 other people were in the room. Mr. Charger was there, but just his head for some reason. The basilisk was there as well, the exact same one that Michael had described. It had a star on its head.
That is on the front cover of this podcast, by the way, as is Mr. Charger. So go check
What
that
kind
out.
of, is it like a pentagon
No,
star?
it's just a 5-point star.
Right, great.
Like a clip art star.
Beautiful, that's perfect.
A Microsoft Word clip art.
I'd love more clip art on the snake's head, like the rainbow font that just says,
Cool.
oh, that really tickles me. I love clip art humour.
That's my first experience with it, but I loved it.
Oh, God, remember making a cover for an essay in clip art?
Yeah.
Michael's essay, different clip art.
Holes by Louis Saka, essay by Michael Liberali, all in rainbow clip art.
Then there was the hairy man whose body was covered in hair.
Oh, makes sense.
Yep.
This is all a lot of this imagery was in the last chapter as well.
Right.
So it seems like we're revisiting that 1 chapter later.
Well, but suddenly he awoke on the ground. The game was still going, but he carried He was being carried off, rather, to the hospital wing.
Okay.
He looked beside him. Luke also had been taken.
So a lot of falling off brooms, hitting the ground, getting taken to the hospital.
Yeah, dreaming about hairy men waking up immediately before any plot ensues.
The head of one of your teacher just floating around, and another boy from your class is there.
I mean, I've had those dreams. Like,
Have you?
Well, no, I constantly dream about high school. Like, I had a dream last night. I was in a school musical and Beyonce went to my school and we were just woefully underprepared. So, like, it happens.
Come on, Beyonce. Yeah. We have to learn the line.
Yeah, it's the opening number.
Beyonce's like, I didn't even want to do this.
Yes, you do, Beyonce. Michael.
Sorry, in the dream, was Beyonce... Like, was she a young Beyonce, or was she Beyonce as
current
famous?
day Beyonce.
So she's gone back to school and she's in a musical.
Yeah, she must be in Les Mis.
Yeah. Master of the house.
Oh, what a recasting of that film that would be.
Have you seen the Seinfeld ep where they have that song from Les Mis stuck in their head, and George is like, Master of the house, keeper of the series. So good. But this is a Harry Potter podcast.
We'll
not a Beyonce
Seinfeld.
or Seinfeld or
Oh my
Les
God,
Mis.
can you write like a Michael Seinfeld universe?
Mike Feld.
Michael, Rob, and Tim were left on the field.
Okay.
Slytherin had somehow gained 150 points and were now leading Gryffindor 150 to 10. So does that mean they caught the snitch? Is that 150?
No, you just get 10 points per quaffle goal. So I assume they've gotten 15 quaffle goals. But
killing it.
if I think what's happened here is I've tried, as a 13-year-old, I've tried to send up the pointlessness of Quidditch, because now if they catch the snitch, they're 10 points up, so they'll win. And I think that's probably what will happen.
I mean, it might, like...
But it is true. Like, clearly Slytherin is playing better than Gryffindor, right?
Yeah.
They've scored 15 goals to 1. And then if Gryffindor catches the snitch, they just win because they happen to have 10 extra points.
Yeah, it's really... It's not a game of skill apart from one player. Like, you need a Usain Bolt of a seeker and everyone else can just be like...
Yeah, and the other thing is there broomstick regulations? Because, like, in the Chamber of Secrets, they specifically say the Nimbus 2001 can fly faster than the Nimbus 2000. So, like, for a seeker, that matters. Like, shouldn't all seekers by default have the same broom? Otherwise, it's...
Man, it's about who has the most money.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like real-life sport.
Yeah, pretty much.
A great light shined as bright as the sun.
Oh.
Tim, who was afraid of shining lights, fell off his broom straight away.
Some people are scared of the dark. Tim's scared of the light.
But him walking through the lamp section of IKEA must be a freaking nightmare.
He'd probably hate dying because of the light you see when you go to heaven. He'd be like, oh, no, I've got to go back.
He'll never die. It's like, I'm not walking into it.
That's why Voldemort wanted to create Horcruxes, because he was so scared of bright shining lights he didn't want to die. Oh man, I've
been there.
Yeah,
I'm afraid of maggots, but still. Rob and Michael were left on the field, and even worse, they had no keepers or chasers left. Rob thumped a bludger with his bat, and it luckily hit Squid Mooney. Boy Squid!
Yeah, I actually am growing to like Squid, so that's sad.
I'm looking forward to the John and Squid spin-off series.
The Mooney brothers.
Oh, that's cute as.
Yeah.
One is a John and the other's a Squid. It's the Mooney brothers experience.
What are the Mooney brothers up to this week? John's off to work. Squid's underwater. Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
Hey, you Squid.
I don't have much of a memory of what happens in future books, but I don't know if John and Squid are just, like, most characters in this book are just there when they are needed and then they never appear again.
I thoroughly enjoy them for the moment.
Okay, great.
He was knocked off his broom. Rob flew over to Michael and high-fived him, but he lost his balance and fell off his broom.
For a spectator, you'd hate this.
If I was the school nurse, I'd check all the students for inner ear infections. There's a lot of balance being thrown off.
Yeah. Madam Pomfrey got some work to do.
Pomfers. I wonder if she's still... I mean, if...
I think she is. She's been mentioned in the book.
Great.
So Madam Pomfrey and Madam Hooch seem to be the only teachers from the OG cast that are still at Hogwarts.
I love it. And yeah, there's some 50 Shades energy going on with the older teachers at the school.
Yeah, Harry winks. Harry goes to the hospital wing. He's like, Madam Pomfrey, could you please heal this student?
Can you heal him sexually?
Sexy wink.
No, shouted Michael. He had no hope now. Oh, shit. He started
pretty
to
bad.
fly as if he had seen the snitch. As if he had. We don't know if he has.
He might not have.
Alexander Rock followed, but so did everybody else on the Slytherin team, which is not what Michael hoped. That's surely against regulation.
So now the Slytherin's like, hey, they've got. I think the Slytherins are operating under, if all their players are off their brooms, we just win by default.
Yeah.
So they're just going charge at him.
That's yeah, you're only allowed one seeker.
Yeah,
it's not seekers.
Imagine that in an AFL game as well. Like, if your team's ahead, so the coach goes, all right, guys, just kill all of their players and we will win. Like, that's what we have to do now.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, all right, great.
The Slytherin team was smart, though. If they knocked Michael off his broom, they had won.
Which I don't think is a rule. Maybe the rules have changed.
Oh, where did I go? Oh, no.
You've just increased the font in this. Oh, no.
I've added font.
You've added a new font. Where are we? I think we are. No, we're down here.
There's the no.
You scrolled up one page. So we are here.
Great. They chased him and chased him. Luckily, Michael had earned Nimbus 2325.
Well, so they've sped through new iterations of the
Great.
Nimbus, yeah.
Wow, they're chucking them out. Michael was much faster than most of Slytherin's Nimbus 2165s. Michael sped off in search of the snitch. Then he looked at the ground, a sparkly gold object right on the ground. Could it be the golden snitch? Could it? I don't know.
That's the book saying that.
Yeah.
The narrator's like, could it be the snitch? Could it?
I mean,
I don't know. Like, it could be.
Maybe you should look up.
We should check.
I'm just here to report stuff.
It's a choose your own adventure. If it was the snitch, turn to page 300. If it wasn't, turn to page 150.
Also, the snitch is just chilling on the ground as well, being like, it's good that everyone's falling off the brooms. I don't have got to run about. Michael flew down to it. It was the snitch, just laying there, doing nothing on the floor. You see, the snitch got tired of flying around and the match was taking too long, so it decided to just chill on the floor for a bit. Can relate.
The snitch is like, come on, hurry it up. I've got another Quidditch match at 3. Can we fucking hurry this one up?
You're not going to believe what happens next.
Okay.
Speaking of clip art. So this is the snitch. It was reading a book, in parentheses, Holes.
Holes was like the year 7 book that we
Yeah.
read. So like, I always think of Holes when I think of this.
Oh, bless.
So the snitch is just like, got his sunnies on and he's just like, oh Stanley Yelnats, cool.
Yeah, armpit was
Armpit. For those who have not read Holes, Armpit is a character in Holes, but his real name is Theodore.
Good on you for having such a
radical departure.
a
from your
memory
name.
of the HCU.
I love the HCU, the whole cinematic universe. Shia LaBeouf plays Stanley Yelnats.
Actual cannibals.
Zero, Hector Zeroni. Like, I love that book.
Oh, it's a good time.
It's a good time.
As a kid.
Well, it's a good time to read. If you were one of the characters in the book, it'd probably be a bad time.
Oh yeah, you're in a forced child labour camp. It's not good. Yeah, we're Sigourney Weaver's making you dig.
And Kissing Kate Barlow's coming for you. For those who have not read Holes, you should read it.
It's pretty
It's a
good.
really easy and good read.
It was reading a book, Holes, and had sunglasses on. And
Even
a
the
little
snitches read
towel.
it.
Yeah.
And a little towel.
A little towel that it had put down. It was applying sunscreen at the time. But it has no arms, so it's just like rolling.
It's got wings.
Oh, right. So it's got its
like
little...
dabbing itself in, yeah. Oh, God.
That's really cute. He picked it up. Nobody seemed to notice that he had just caught, or really picked up, the snitch. Michael walked off the field feeling satisfied. No one realised that Michael had caught the snitch, so the game kept playing. Hold it up, Mike!
But so all the Slytherins are just still flying around and there are no other players on the pitch now. They're just still playing.
I'd love it if this turned into just a book club, that the snitch is like, what do we think of Holes?
It's good.
Michael woke up the next morning and looked outside his window. The Quidditch match was still going.
So he went to sleep and he wakes up, they're still playing. It's like, oh my God, they don't know.
What the fuck? Michael said. and the scene suddenly changed to Michael at the Quidditch pitch. I caught the snitch. Didn't you know? Oh, didn't you know? I caught it yesterday. Didn't you know? Oh my God, didn't you know? I caught the snitch, he said.
What a rambling sentence.
It's a real show-off thing. Like, didn't you know?
So guys,
I'm
didn't you
kind
know
of cool.
I caught it? I've got it. Sorry guys, I caught the snitch.
That was a visual gag.
None of the Slytherins overnight realized, where is he? Where is the snitch and where is he? Why is it just us?
Gryffindor wins 160 to 150. Yeah, I mean, good game by all the players. Parting words from Pop Pop.
Is it Pop Pop? Because it's not like, it doesn't say said Pop Pop or said Jordan Lee. It's just open quotations, quote quotations.
No, I want to believe in my heart that it's Pop Pop.
I think it is Pop Pop. Well, that's the chapter.
That was wonderful.
That was an adventure and a half. I'll take the laptop off you.
Please.
Thank you so much for reading it so well.
My pleasure. So many people fell over.
Yeah. What do you think of that chapter? Like, do you have any predictions for what might happen?
Oh my goodness, I imagine that there'll be some rage on Slytherin's part, but it seems something's building up with Derek. I think Derek's not as thick as he seems.
Or as disgraceful as he is made out to be by his headmaster. Yeah, okay.
I also think Harry and Hooch, keep an eye on that.
Don't go into the broom cupboard anytime soon.
Yucky.
You might see. I've got one email this week, and weirdly, we have an official correspondent on this show. Her name is Amy.
Hello, Amy.
She has written into every episode so far.
Oh, that's so kind.
This week, as far as I am aware, Amy has not sent in an email.
Amy.
And I'm kind of concerned. I assume she's just stopped listening because why would you listen to this podcast? But we did get one from Adam Aitken, who has the same initials AA as Amy, because Amy's surname starts with A, but I can't remember it. So
fabulous.
Yeah.
We've got a different AA.
We've got a different AA. He says, hey bro, been listening to Harry Potter and the Boys. Legendary, I must say. Very funny stuff. The Sorting Hat chapter had me laughing so much. I was crying tears of joy.
Oh,
that's
cute.
very nice. And then he says lol and did 6 laughing face emojis.
Perfect. That's how you know it's actual laughter.
And then almost in true Harry Potter and the Boys writing style, after the emojis, he says, just like these emojis. And then he says, keep it up.
But that was Adam, yes?
Yes.
Adam, that's so kind. Thank you. That's really lovely.
Thank you, Adam. That is very, very kind. Alice, this was so much fun. Will you come on again maybe later in the book?
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see what are those boys going to get up to next?
What are those rascally boys going to do? I don't know. Alice, what can we plug for you? I assume you don't do any Harry Potter related content.
I mean, not yet, but I might.
Now you might.
You're going to write my John and Squid
the John and Squid spin-off.
You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on Instagram at altove, ALTOVE, or just search Alice Tovey on wherever good social media is found. And
but none of the bad social media.
No, I'm not on it. What's that awful right-wing one?
Didn't that get banned?
I think it did get banned.
I don't know what it's called.
Well, I'm not on that.
Yeah.
It's yucky. But yeah, just go to my website, alicetovey.com, and I'll post shows up there when they're happening.
Awesome. Thanks again, Alice. And radiomike.com.au to find all my other content. There's a bunch of stuff like Mike Plays Games with Friends, which me and Alice are going to record an episode of, and my other podcast, 20th Century Boy. Tell your friends about this pod and leave a review on iTunes and email in radiomikepod@gmail.com. I will catch you later. You, what did I say? Oh, you Nimbus 2001s.
Yep, stay magic.
See you later, guys.